ما يزرون.
MashaAllah, MashaAllah. Maria, dekha hai how beautiful our tajweed is.
Very, very beautiful, mashallah.
Okay, you can read the translation.
Okay. Those will have lost who deny the meeting with Allah until when the hour of resurrection comes upon them unexpectedly. They will
Maria got disconnected or I got disconnected?
No, I think it's from Maria's side.
Maria, do you get disconnected? Why she got disconnected? Okay, let me text her.
She's still here, but maybe a mic issue or something.
She got disconnected. Make sure if she chats, keep looking in the chat if she shares anything, if she got disconnected.
Sure.
Okay. So those who will have lost, who deny the meeting with Allah until when the hour of resurrection comes upon them unexpectedly, they will say, "Oh, how great is our regret over what we have neglected concerning it," while they bear their burdens on their backs. Unquestionably, evil is that which they bear. Allah commands taking adornment when going to the masjid. Okay, verse 31. O children of Adam, take your adornment to every masjid and eat and drink, but waste not by extravagance. Certainly He, Allah, likes not the wasteful. This honorable ayah refutes the idolaters' practice of performing. Is it literally going by this? Performing tawaf around the sacred house while naked. No, this is not this ayah. 31. Is it a mistake? Yeah, I think they put the wrong here.
Yeah, it's. I think that they put the ayah from.
See, it's a totally different tafsir. This is not the tafsir.
Yeah, I think it's from A'raf, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep, it's a mistake here. Let's go to the. Is Maria still here? Is she still in participants?
I'm here, yes.
What happened?
No, I was reading the translation and then my son called and I started talking to him, so I apologize.
No, already.
Okay, Maria. So there you go. Okay. Okay, Maria, go ahead. Key themes and reflections.
Okay, you want me to read?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Key themes. Key themes and reflections. Denial and its consequences. The ayat discusses those who reject the meeting with Allah, viewing it as a loss. Dr. Hashmi explains that while non-believers may not see Allah in the sense of a direct vision in the way believers might, the encounter on the Day of Judgment is inevitable. The inevitability of the hour. The hour Qiyamah is described as coming suddenly. It is noted that for every individual, the day of their death is effectively the beginning of their personal hour. The state of regret.
The day of death. See, the day of death is the beginning of their personal hour.
What does that mean, the personal hour?
Personal hour का मतलब है ना, it means that your whatever your what do you call that, accountability on the day of judgment, it's gonna start like everybody will, it's with everybody it's gonna be different. Everybody is not
Okay.
ending up in a paradise. So what is your end, the final end, like you're earning paradise or you're earning the hellfire, whatever the final end of a person, it starts right when the person death approaches to him, like the form in which angel comes and they capture his soul, whether they come in a good form or a bad form, and then the way, the pain he gets when the soul leaves his body, and then what happens in the grave. So the personal, you call that personal hour, because all of our relatives who died, they are not going to come back here. So their accountability starts right from their death. But for us, the day of judgment has not approached yet. And when we will die, our accountability will start right after our death. A person sees a good or bad ending right away when the angel of death comes to him. Right from there, he sees that whether he was having good deeds or bad deeds. So this is what he's talking about, the personal hour. Individual,
Okay.
you can also say that an individual, at an individual level, the accountability starts right after the death.
Yeah, so it's like your qiyamah, which means, the word qiyamah is like the qiyamah, the hour.
Yeah, inshallah, one day we will go through the stages of death, how the soul leads your body, how the angels, they go deep into your body.
Yeah, but I just want to highlight, Rubina, exactly the point you mentioned. It's like your qiyamah starts at
Qiyamah.
your death, basically.
I remember one of my uncle, he I think somebody passed away in our family, and he said that his qiyamah starts right now because he's not going to come back. Like, I think my grandfather, my mom, my mother, grandfather, when maternal grandfather, when he passed away, he said that when we die, our qiyamah, just starts right away, because who leaves, it doesn't come back.
Yeah, because he will see basically his destiny and everything. I mean, is he going to be in hell or in heaven? May Allah help us have a good end, inshallah, and die as
Ameen.
the paradise. Ameen. All of us. Ameen.
The burden of the state of regret. The term hasrat, deep regret, is explored. It refers to the profound remorse felt when a person realizes at the time of death that they wasted their life on trivialities instead of preparing for the hereafter. The burden of sins. The concept of carrying one's sins as a burden on their backs is emphasized. Every person will be held accountable for their specific actions, and no one will bear the burden of another. Accountability and warnings. Dr. Hashmi highlights the severity of neglecting obligations like zakat. She explains that the life of this world is a test, and those who lead others astray will not only be responsible for their own sins, but will also carry a portion of the burdens of those they influenced, as illustrated by the story of Kabil.
ये जो लास्ट लाइन है ना, those who lead others astray will not only be, this is very important, that if a person, it becomes a role model of a sin, every person who commits the sin by making him as a role model or her as a role model, the burden will go on the person who initiates the sin. So any practice, for example, right, these days people make a lot of videos on social media. So we should be careful if you start a practice which is a bid'ah or which is promoting any sin, and people, you have fan following, you have a huge fan following. So everybody's sin right now, you will enjoy that you are getting more likes, and you will enjoy that you're a very famous social media celebrity. But you should be very, very careful that if you are initiating anything, if that is followed and practiced, and if that's come into the category of a sin, for example, posting pictures, people post pictures, and there's a lot of Islam talks a lot about privacy in certain verses of the Holy Quran, especially in Surah Al-Baqarah and Surah Nisa, that privacy in the homes is very important. And people, they share the pictures, family pictures, on the social media, and sometimes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says that from every envy person you should hide the blessings. And people show their blessings on the social media. So we should be very, very, very careful. So any practice which we do, we should be using care in these days, these devices, social media, Twitter, Facebook. If we are promoting something else other than the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and that's creating making other person sinful, so the sin is going in our basket too. This is what he's saying, that if you are influencing somebody and you are a bad influencer, so as led by illustrated by the story of Qabil. Why he's giving the example of story of Qabil or Cain? Because Qabil is the one who was the first person who committed the murder, and he killed his own real brother Habil. And the reason behind the murder was the jealousy and envy, that why the sacrifice of the Habil is accepted by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the sacrifice of Qabil is not accepted. So Allah knows if he is accepting one sacrifice and he is not accepting other sacrifice. So the reason Allah knows better, because Allah knows their hearts, Allah knows their sincerity and behind the action, the intention. But he became jealous and he tried to kill him. And the Habil said to him that even if you will kill me, I will not attempt to kill you back, because if you will be killed from my hand, what will happen is all my sins, your sins, they are going to come to me. I have to take all your sins and I will not be forgiven. So he preferred to take the death, and he though and after we read that whole story in Surah Al-Ma'idah, that after he killed him, he doesn't know what to do with the dead body, and Allah sent the 2 crows, and one of the crows was dead and the other was alive, and the one who was alive was digging, he digged the ground and he buried the dead one. And that's how Allah taught the Qabil what to do with the dead body of Habil. And Allah said that in this story, that all the murders which happen on the planet Earth in the human history, the first sinner is the Qabil. And with every murder, the portion of the sin goes to his account. He takes a portion of the sin. This is one example. Another example I always give is the Amr bin Luhai al-Khuzai, the person who was the first idolater, who introduced the idolatry in the pagan Makkans. He brought the idol whose name was Hubal all the way from the Syria, and he kept it into the Khana Kaaba, and he involved the chief of the tribes and into the idolatry. So after that, idolatry practice was introduced, and all the idol worship that has been going on in the human history, the portion of the sin goes to the account of Amr bin Luhai al-Khuzai. And Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he saw while he was praying, we also discussed that yesterday too, that he saw the hellfire. And even in the Miraj journey, he saw the hellfire, and he saw Amr bin Luhai al-Khuzai, that he is dragging his intestines. And he told to his companions that Amr bin Luhai al-Khuzai was dragging his intestines because he introduced the idolatry, the first idolatry, the practice was introduced first. He was the pioneer. So sometimes we become very proud in introducing something, that we are the pioneers in this who introduced this practice. But we forget the accountability, that if the practice is introducing any type of the sin, then the sin, if it will be continued, the way we have a Sadqa-e-jariyah, after the death you have an ongoing charity. Similarly, the sin which continues after your death, it is continuously added to your account. It is continuously added to your account. So this is a very, very delicate matter, that each and every action you publicize, be careful, be careful. It shouldn't be an ongoing evil which can be continued even after death. So you can see that if somebody is singing like a very what do you say, that bad songs, like a shirkia songs, or any songs, that are evil songs, or invite people towards the sex or things like that. And if they die, if the singer dies and the song continues after him, it continues, so it's going, still the sin is going, even he dies. And the first introducer, for example, the person who first introduced the Miss World contest or Miss Universe contest, the first person who brought the woman on the stage, and he set up the competition of looking good in between the women. And every year the competition, more and more women, they start competing with each other in beauty, but not in the physical character. And gradually, women, they start publicizing themselves. So after that, this practice has been common, and now many countries, they participate in Miss World and Miss Universe competition. So the one who started this, he took the sin for everybody. It doesn't mean that the people who will continue, they will not get they are not accountable. They are accountable on personal level, but the one who started this, he will get the share from everybody. So this is a serious matter. This is a serious matter to check your actions, especially in this time, which is the time of the fitan, the trial period, when you have so many ways. You have social media, Instagram, you have TikTok, you have Facebook, you have Twitter, you have YouTube, so many sites, where people go, and they always try to do something to influence people. They always try to do something to influence people. You need to check that whether it's a bad influence or it's a good influence. So I was listening to one of the scholar, and he mentioned that right now, if you want to fight with the pre-Dajjalic time period, we want to fight with the Satan, you need to at least give the dawa and message of Islam at least 5 sites. 5 places you should do that. That is how you are contributing in the jihad against the shaitan. That is how you are doing that. Is it clear to all of you? Are you guys? Are you guys with me?
Yes, I am with you, Rabina.
Yeah. The initiator has grave consequences.
May Allah forbid us from this. Ameen.
Yeah, it's not an easy matter. We take it very light. Whatever, we get a picture, we post it. We post it on Instagram. Instantly we do that. As if we will not do that, we will be sinful. Okay, Khadija, next ayah 32.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وما الحياة الدنيا إلا لعب ولهو وللدار الآخرة خير للذين يتقون أفلا تعقلون.
MashaAllah. Maria?
Okay. And the worldly life is not but amusement and diversion, but the home of the hereafter is best for those who fear Allah. So will you not reason?
Yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking you to shake your neurons and start to look the things and find the reason. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is taking this worldly life and as an amusement park. And if you go to amusement park, yesterday we also spoke about that. The amusement park is full of the rides. there are so many fascinations in the amusement park. And we spend, we go to the park, and when we come out, there's a lot of bill on our credit card, because every ride takes some money. Every time you buy the ticket, you go, you take the rides, and there is so much fun, then you eat. So, but when you come out of the park, it's totally different. So your worldly life is just like that amusement park. It's a diversion. For example, you guys have experience to going to Disney World. There is so much fascination. They create so much drama over there, and some of their what do you say that programs or activities that are so much far from reality. They make you feel like you are in the ocean, or they make you feel like you are in the space. And literally, they just drain your pocket, and they give you an experience like a very temporary experience, which you call enjoyment. And how much you take your kids for that fascination. And you say that, okay, let's go to the Disney World, and kids they feel very good that we'll go to the Disney World, these are vacations. But how much deception is over there. Instead of that, if you take your kids to the fields and to the farms, where they see original cattle and animals, that is far better. Because that's a reality. You show them the different creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If you take them to the garden, which is full of flowers, and there are butterflies in the garden, and people, they chase the butterfly. Kids always, there's a lot of fun in that. They chase the butterfly. That is a reality. It's not something which is called amusement. It's not something called a deception. So this life of dunya is like a Disney World amusement park, where you go for a temporary time period, and everything is deception. And when you come out of that, it's over. So Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said that, for me, the example of the dunya is like a tree under the shade of that tree, I just sat for a while, and after that, I took some rest, and then after that, I moved on. So, and hereafter is best for those who fear Allah. Why he's saying that for hereafter is best for those who fear Allah? Because whenever you fear Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, every single action you do, you keep in mind that I'm accountable. It's going to be written. And I will be questioned for that. So if you have fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that He is the one who will ask me questions about every single second of my life, then you fix the life here. Then you fix your attitude here. So will you not reason? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is constantly asking you to think about this amusement park. It's a diversion and it's a deception. It's not gonna stay forever. So give me a second here. Okay, KB, if you can do the highlights. KB?
Yes, the nature of worldly life. The speaker explains that worldly life is described as mere play and amusement. People often become so engrossed in worldly gains and material pursuits that they lose sight of their ultimate purpose and neglect their spiritual well-being. The metaphor of games, using the example of sports. The speaker illustrates how people can become fanatical and emotionally invested in fleeting activities. This serves as a metaphor for how humans treat worldly possessions and achievements as if they were the ultimate goals, despite their temporary nature. The hereafter as a superior abode. The video emphasizes that the home of the hereafter is far better for those who possess taqwa. It contrasts the limitations of a believer's life who lives with self-imposed boundaries and obedience to Allah, with the unrestricted, heedless lifestyle of those who do not believe. A call to reason. The lecture concludes with a challenge to us to use one's intellect. It encourages listeners to reflect on the reality of their existence, urging them to prioritize the eternal over the transitory.
Yeah, very beautiful. The last sentence is very beautiful, that you should prioritize the eternal over the transitory. Transit is always like take an example of a bus station. A bus takes a route, and in the route there are many bus stops, and at the stop the bus stops, and many passengers they leave the bus, and many passengers they ride on the bus, and then on the next stop it happens again, and the bus takes the whole route, and then it comes back from where it starts. So it's like a circle. So you started your life all the way from Al-Arwa. From there, you did the Ahd al-Last, which is called covenant to the God, and that is also in your consciousness. It's your in hidden. It's in your mind. And we also learned in other verses that the people who disbelieve, there is something wrong with their heart. There is also something wrong with their mind. There is also something wrong with their soul. So what happens is, the people who disbelieve, their mind fails to comprehend the message, what they did in the Almi Arwa. So in the world of the souls, their mind fails to comprehend that message. So now you take that whole trip of the whole journey of the soul. You started from there, and then you came here in this means, you Almi Asbab, you came, and from here this is a transit. This is like a bus stop where you are, where you're taking a temporary transit, and then you take the door of the, what do you call that, gateway to galaxies, or you go to the barzakh. After the death, you go to the barzakh, and then your soul resides there until the day of resurrection. So if the